Alright, hey everyone. So it has been more than a couple months now since I've done a book wrap up. So I figured I'd do one today. I have quite a few on this list. So I will start with the smaller ones, the children's books, because while I liked most of them, there's not a whole lot to say because obviously they're very short. So the first one is If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. This one is cute and silly. I think I gave it like 4 or 5 stars. It's a cute one. The Friendly Witch. It's if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll want this and he'll want that. It's that kind of thing. We have The Friendly Witch, which is about a witch's birthday party and, the guests and everything. That one was cute. At the Old Haunted House, so much like If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, this is about the old haunted house and everything that's in the old haunted house. I just feel like it follows the same kind of formula, just in a Halloween aspect. So those books, I think I rated like 4 or 5 stars because they were cute, they were simple, and I enjoyed them. The next 2 books, I think I only rated maybe 4 and 3 stars. So when I was a kid, I loved a book called Pretzel, which is about a dachshund named Pretzel. And I decided to go and read it again. And while it's still cute, I don't like it as much as I did when I was a small child. And that's possibly because Pretzel's kind of an annoying character. If you read it, you'll understand what I mean. Kind of pushy, and I understand. I mean, he's a dog, and he likes his girl dog and stuff. But it's when you read it when you get older, it's kind of annoying. Same thing with the next book, which is The Rainbow Fish. Beautiful pictures, and I understand the importance of sharing and, sharing the thing that's special to you with those around you and stuff, but leave that poor fish alone. Like, I just thought that the book could have went a different way about it, maybe, because basically it's about this fish that has beautiful scales and everything, and everyone wants the scales. And if it wasn't about a fish, the whole concept would just be kind of creepy. So yeah, pretty pictures, but I think I gave that one like a 3 star. Then, of course, we have In a Dark, Dark Room. And this one is very small. It's a set of short, scary children's stories. Kind of like, what are they called? Sort of like scary stories to tell in the dark, that kind of thing. I think one of the most popular ones has to be The Green Ribbon. It's just all kinds of creepy. But for something short and something for children, it really is creepy. So if you're into that kind of thing and you want a quick read, I'd suggest that because you can find it on YouTube. Then there is When a Dragon Moves In, and this is a silly book, about a dragon in a kid's sandcastle. It's pretty cute. Never Let a Dinosaur Scribble. About the effects of letting a dinosaur scribble. Both were very cute and enjoyable. So now I think we're getting into the sort of longer books. I read The Magician's Nephew, which is the first in the Chronicles of Narnia. This is about, what was their names? I think Polly and Diggory, who stumble across I believe it's his uncle's room. He's staying there because his mother is sick, if I remember correctly, and his uncle is, I guess you would say, a sort of magician, not a very good one, and he ends up sending the children to this, like, other realm, and things kind of go crazy from there. Not a bad one. I will eventually continue the series. Next is The Phantom Tollbooth. So I really enjoyed this one. I'd say if you liked Alice in Wonderland, you'll like this one. It's kind of like the same thing almost. But with like a boy character. So this boy, I believe his name was Milo. This Tollbooth appears into his room because he's bored, and he goes through it, and he goes, I guess you would say, to an alternate reality or a magical world kind of thing. Like I said, it's almost like Alice in Wonderland and that kind of thing, you know. You have a place called Dictionopolis, and a place where people grow from the sky. Instead of like growing from the ground up, they float and they grow from like head down. There is a dog named Tak, and he's a dog with a clock built in him. So it's very whimsical, silly, fun. I really enjoyed it. The next one is El Defo, and this is I would say a middle grade graphic novel, and it is based on the author's experience using a hearing aid as a child, and it's about, the things she's had to deal with, and friends and family, and the characters are rabbits. It was cute, informative, a nice story, and I definitely recommend it, especially if you like graphic novels and middle grade books. The next three are from the Goosebumps Slappy World series. Now, I've been liking Slappy World so far. I think I've read 5 now altogether, and they kind of have the same feeling as some of the original books, and I really like that. And I like the cover art too. I really, really wish we would have just got reprints of the entire original series with the numbers and everything. Even if we had to get new artwork, which, I mean, some of the new artwork isn't bad, but it's not really comparable to the original. Not bad, just different. But yeah, I just wish we would have got them all. But we have Slappy World, and Slappy World is pretty good. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Judy and the Beast, and this is where a girl's father, I forgot what he does, but he has like this secretive kind of work that he's doing, and she follows him to where he's going because her older brother gets to go and she's left behind, and she's kind of jealous. And she thinks she sees like this beast, and she tries to prove it, and stuff happens. Moved pretty fast. It was enjoyable. The next one is Please Don't Feed the Weirdo. These kids go to like this carnival, if I remember correctly, and there's this boy in this cage, and they don't understand why this boy is in this cage, and it says please don't feed. And when they give him food, he turns into this monster. And this monster boy basically ends up following them and kind of wreaking havoc on their life. This one was fun. I liked the ending to this one. The next one is Fifth Grade Zombies. A boy moves, I believe, from New York to Wisconsin. So he moves from like the city to like more of a country area. And there's this story about these kids and something that happened to them on a bus, and people claim that they became zombies. And so he starts to suspect that people that he knows are zombies, and it's kind of one of those no one believes me kind of stories, and it has a little bit of a, I guess, a darker kind of ending. But yeah, I enjoyed all three of those books. The next one is Love, Aubrey. So this was a book that I had picked up from the like meetup place for my son's school, and I just thought it looked kind of interesting. It is a middle grade story about a girl named Aubrey. She goes to live with her grandmother after the grandmother discovers that the mother basically has abandoned Aubrey. She's run away after Aubrey's father and sister have died in an accident. And it's basically about, Aubrey dealing with life and, the loss of her father and sister. And it's kind of a sad story. Not a long book, but a good read. Next is Insurgent, which is the second book in the Divergent trilogy. Sort of like the concept of Divergent. And while this wasn't a bad book, this is kind of about, following the stuff that happened in the first book and then kind of looking for a safe haven in some of the other, like, factions and, secrets that they find and stuff. Again, it wasn't a bad book. I just don't remember as much about it as I did the first one. But I am moving on now to Allegiance, so I want to know what happens after the end of this. The next one is Caraval. This one was imaginative. I wish there was a little bit more to the Caraval aspect, like more of a game kind of thing. Because I really thought it was going to be more of like a carnival kind of thing. But it had a lot more to do with like magic and secrets and that kind of stuff. It was still enjoyable though. So, Caraval is about these two sisters. They live on an island called Treesda, and their father is the governor. And he's basically very cruel. And there is this, game carnival kind of thing called Caraval that they have dreamed about going for years. Their mother is gone. I think if I remember correctly, she just left them. And so they end up escaping to Caraval, or actually one of the sisters disappears and the other sister goes there to find her, and she discovers that her missing sister is a part of that year's game. So it was kind of fantasy-like. I enjoyed the characters. I like books about friends and sisters and stuff like that. So anything that has those kind of elements into it, those themes, I really enjoy. Like I said, maybe it could have been better in some aspects, but it's good enough to keep continuing with the series. So last book on this wrap-up list is My Best Friend's Exorcism. This is the second book by this author, Brady Hendrix, that I've read. I really liked Horror Store, and I really like this one. And this is a story set in, like, I believe the mid to late 80s. And it is about two friends named Gretchen and Abby who basically become friends after one's birthday party. And, they're friends, they're kind of inseparable. And one night, they are out with friends doing some things that they shouldn't be doing. And I believe it's Gretchen. Gretchen kind of comes back very different and beaten up, and obviously Abby knows something is very, very wrong. And she soon learns that something is haunting and possessing her friend. The thing about this story is, even though it's called My Best Friend's Exorcism, I feel it's much more about people as the villain rather than the demon that is like haunting and possessing Gretchen. Because Gretchen's parents are very conservative, very religious, and they kind of ignore the fact of what happened to Gretchen or what Abby thinks happened to her. Because at first she doesn't think, oh, she's possessed. She thinks that she has been assaulted, like sexually assaulted. And her parents basically don't want to hear about it and stuff. And they're more about protecting the name of the person that Abby thinks hurt Gretchen. And the sad part is stuff like that still happens now. You can't ruin a good boy's name and everything. And, if you were more pure or more religious, conservative, certain things wouldn't happen to you. And I think that was kind of the point of the book, about, who the real bad guys and demons are. And I really enjoyed the story. The ending, I don't know if it seemed kind of rushed or out of ideas, but I enjoyed the whole book overall. So that is my wrap up. Pretty soon I will have more, but I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.